In a world that runs on data and connectivity, the front lines of conflict are no longer just on land, at sea, or in the air. They're also online. In his first television interview since retiring, former National Security Agency Chief General Tim Howe warns that China's capacity to hack the United States has grown to what he calls an astonishing degree. Even more troubling, he says, is the choice of targets. State-sponsored cyber espionage is nothing new. Governments have long stolen military secrets, industrial designs, and economic data. According to U.S. intelligence, however, Beijing is now aiming at something far more disruptive, the everyday infrastructure Americans rely on. Water, power, transportation, services that keep daily life running are increasingly in the crosshairs. Howe calls the shift toward basic civilian services unconscionable and a violation of international law. The campaign is widely attributed to a Chinese military-linked group known as Volt Typhoon, active since at least 2021. Rather than going after defense contractors or missile blueprints, the group has slipped into the networks of water treatment plants, electric utilities, gas pipelines, and major ports. One breach hit the water utility in Littleton, Massachusetts, a town of barely 10,000 residents. Investigators caught the intrusion before hackers could take control, but the incident showed just how small a target can be. If Littleton is on the list, Howe notes, everybody's on the list. China routinely denies involvement, insisting the accusations are politically motivated and that it too is a victim of cyber attacks. So what's the point of hacking a water pump or a traffic light system? U.S. officials believe the goal is pre-positioning. By planting dormant code inside critical networks now, China could flip the switch during a future crisis, say a confrontation over Taiwan. Knocking out power, contaminating water, or freezing rail traffic at home would sow chaos and distract the U.S. military when it's needed overseas. There's no intelligence value here, Howe stresses. The only purpose is to wreak physical havoc. Volt Typhoon's tradecraft makes detection hard. Instead of flashy, custom malware that antivirus programs flag, the hackers use a tactic called living off the land. Picture a burglar who swipes an employee's keycard and uniform, then moves around using the building's own tools. No broken windows, no alarms. Digitally, the group exploits simple weaknesses like default router passwords, then leverages the network's legitimate administrative utilities to blend in. To mask their origin, they route traffic through a global botnet of hijacked home and office devices, turning ordinary routers into unwitting accomplices. The United States is fighting back. U.S. Cyber Command is locked in what Howe calls a daily contest to detect and evict intruders. Earlier this year, authorities dismantled a botnet linked to Volt Typhoon, cutting off thousands of compromised routers. Even so, experts warn it's far harder and more expensive to kick a hacker out than to keep one from getting in. That asymmetry exposes a basic vulnerability of modern life. The same connectivity that powers water pumps and traffic lights also opens doors to anyone who can pick the digital lock. The contest is constant, and the stakes are civilian comfort as much as military might. Power grids, water supplies, and transportation hubs are now battlefields too. As General Howe's warning makes clear, safeguarding them isn't just an IT problem. It's national defense for the 21st century.